Hi, I'm reading chapter 5 today of My Father's Dragon. If you remembered from chapter 4, Elmer Elevator heard the rat, or the rat heard him actually, and he let the island animals, the wild animals, know that somebody is leaving tangerine peels. And Elmer also heard two wild boars talking about an invasion of the island. So Elmer Elevator got some hints that he needed to be careful. Turtles were talking about him too. So he decided to keep his tangerine peels in the in his backpack or knapsack, right? Our 5th chapter is called My Father Meets Some Tigers. There they are. Oops, there he is in the jungle. But he's not in the meeting the tigers yet. So here we go. I'm going to read. The river was very wide and muddy, and the jungle was very gloomy and dense. Lots and lots of plants really close to each other. That's what dense means. You can barely walk through. There's so many plants. My father hated to leave the beach, but he decided to start along the riverbank where at least the jungle wasn't quite so thick. So he walked along the river's edge, and he ate 3 tangerines, making sure he kept all the peels this time, and he also put on his rubber boots. So let me grab we were at 20 tangerines, and if he eats 3, how many does he have left? I'll let you guys think about that. 20 tangerines, he eats 3 of them. So we have to go back. 20, 19, 18, 17. 17 tangerines left. So we'll put that up there. I'll show you guys. So I put 17 tangerines, and he's already putting on his boots. He's going next to the river, and I'll show you really quick. So he walked around. Remember, he walked across the rocks, and he got here, and now he walked down around, and now he's starting up the river. And he's going to go right by the edge, because if he goes through here, it's the jungle's very thick, and there's lots of plants, and he doesn't want to get stuck or have any animals see him. So he's trying to get up here where the dragon is. Okay, here we go. And so he ate 3 more tangerines, making sure he kept all the peels, and he put on his boots. My father tried to follow the river, but it was really swampy, and as he went further, the swamp became deeper. When it was almost as deep as his boot tops, the top of his boots, he got stuck in the mud, in the oozy, mucky mud. My father tugged and nearly pulled one of his boots right off. But at least he managed to wade a little bit further to a drier place. Here the jungle was so thick he could hardly see the river anymore. He unpacked his compass, so I'll mark that off in a minute, and he figured out the direction he should go in order to stay near the river. But he didn't know that the river made a sharp curve or turn from just a little ways beyond. And so he walked straight ahead, and he actually was getting further and further away from the river. It was very hard to walk in the jungle. The sticky leaves of the ferns caught my father's hair, and he kept tripping on roots and rotten logs. Sometimes the trees were clumped so closely together that he couldn't squeeze between them, and he had to walk around a bit. He began to hear some whispering noises, but he couldn't tell where the animal was coming from. The deeper into the jungle he went, the surer he was that something was following him. And then he thought he heard whispering noises on both sides of him. And behind him, he tried to run, but he tripped over more roots and the noises only came closer. Once or twice he thought he heard something laughing at him. At last he came out into a clearing and ran right into the middle of it so he could see anything that might be trying to get him, attacking him. And he was surprised when he looked and he saw, 14 green eyes coming out of the jungle all around the clearing. And when the green eyes turned, it was, 14 green eyes. Hold on a second. If there's 14 green eyes, how many animals are there watching him? If you said 14, remember we have 2 eyes. So 2 and 2, that makes 4, but that's only 2 animals. I'm going to let Mommy and Daddy try to help you with that. All right? If you want to, pause it and see if you can figure it out. 14 eyes, how many animals are watching him? So, it was actually 7 tigers. The tigers walked around him in a big circle, looking hungrier all the time. And then they sat down and began to talk. I suppose you thought we didn't know you were trespassing in our jungle. The next tiger spoke. I suppose you're going to say you didn't know it was our jungle. The next one said, did you know that not one explorer has ever left this island alive? My father thought, that's not true. The cat left alive. But of course, he didn't say that. He had too much sense, too many brain. He had more of a brain, and he wasn't going to say that. What you do not argue with a hungry tiger. The tigers went on talking in turn. You're our first little boy, you know, and I'm curious to know if you are especially yummy to eat. Maybe you think we have regular meal times around here, but we don't. We just eat whenever we feel hungry, said the 5th tiger. Oh, I'll let you get a good look at them. So they're all walking around. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. Right there, there's 8 eyes and 4 tigers. So there's a couple more. Yep. And we're very hungry right now. In fact, I can hardly wait, said the 6th. I can't wait, said the 7th. And then all the tigers together in a loud roar. Let's begin right now, as they moved closer to him. My father looked at the 7 hungry tigers, and then he had an idea. He quickly opened his knapsack and took out the chewing gum. The cat had told him that these tigers especially love chewing gum, which was very scarce on this island. You think you're going to find chewing gum on the island? Nope. So he threw them each a piece, but they growled. As fond of chewing gum as we are, we sure want to taste you. We think you're going to be better. And they moved so close that the tigers, Elmer Elevator could feel the tiger's breath. But this is special chewing gum, Elmer said really quickly. If If you keep chewing on it long enough, it will turn green. And then if you plant it, it will grow more chewing gum. And the sooner you start chewing, the sooner you'll get more. So if they chew it, it's green. If they chew it and chew it and chew it, and you plant it, I think he was tricking him, it would grow a gum tree. The tiger said, "Why, you don't say? Isn't that fine?" As each one wanted to be the first to plant a gum tree, they all unwrapped their pieces and began chewing as hard as they could. Every once in a while, one of them would say, Is mine ready yet? Is mine ready yet? Nope, it's not. It's not done until finally they were all so busy looking into each other's mouths to make sure that no one was getting ahead of the other one. They forgot all about my father. So there they are, all chewing to try to be the first one to plant their gum. And that's the end of chapter 5. Before we go, though, let's mark off the things that were used. The things that were used today. So, he used the compass. Let me back up. There we go. He used the compass today, so we can mark that off. And the gum. And we're on 17 oranges that are left, and we've also before they used the rubber band. So I think that's and we also used the cranberry sack down here. We forgot to mark that off. All right. So thank you for listening, and I will get chapter 6 ready for Monday. Bye, you guys. Have a nice weekend.